Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the PM and the AM show. I'm your host, Pat Bernard, alongside my co-host, Mike Lara. What's up, Mikey?
Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, bud. And of course, the man behind the table, the glass, whatever you want to call it, the ass. My man, Al Safiri. What's up, bud?
I do put the ass in class.
Oh, man. So, guys, I want to say, happy Thanksgiving.
I heard that was your favorite holiday.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm about to get into Mike. How was yours?
Oh, very, very well. Very, very,
very
well.
Good. And Al, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, I survived.
Oh, well, guys, let me tell you, I had so much bird. Oh my gosh, bird
He's
coming in.
Been waiting all week to say this.
I have bird coming in and out.
Patrick.
I just
coffee rule, Pat. Coffee rule.
I just got tired of chewing and swallowing and gagging, and then guess what? Guess what happened? The next day it did it all over again. You know what I mean, Mike?
No, I don't.
It's just you talking about some.
You are talking about eating, right?
Yeah, what do you think
I just want to make it clear. You know?
They don't call him the gobbler for nothing.
I just had a lot of burn in my face. You know,
I bet you did.
You know what I mean? Just wore you out, just thumping and tiring and.
All right, man. Can we get through this here?
Oh my God, just a lot of bird to handle. But
Mike's already checking in.
Mike, yeah.
We didn't even get to a comment yet. Mike's like, bump the Bills and their fans. I are annoying.
Well, listen, I got to give Mike here. Mike was my bodyguard last night. At 1 o'clock in the morning, my man Mike popped up like security. My man. So Mike knows I was getting into it with a Lakers fan late last night.
Why don't we bring the conversation that way then, since it's all relevant?
Yeah, well, we could do that. It just reminds me, so this week coming up is official hate week. This is going to be hate week. I mean, guys, if you look up the upcoming schedule, we have Lakers tomorrow. We have the Devils on Thursday. Friday, we got the Celtics. Saturday, we got the Penguins. And the icing on top next week, we the Niners. I mean, this is like hate week. This is when you want to just drop the gloves and just ram someone's face into the wall. I mean, this is the kind of week you want to have. So, but like, so getting back to where I wanted to get to here in Philly sports, it's just a lot going on here, a lot of moving pieces. Before I get into some more Sixers talk, some good, some bad. Unfortunately, the Philadelphia Union lose yesterday in the semifinals. They are now cashed out, and I felt bad for a lot. I see a lot of my co-hosts or my co-partners up in the press box really, upset that the season came to an end. I saw the Sens of Bend really upset. But look, that's the thing in life. Not everything is pounded to come back to where you were at. You're not going to get back to the MLS Cup. I call this well into this early in the season. I think this was going to be a second round knockout, and that's what happened. But we do have, though, an honorable mention. We do have the Philadelphia Wings starting up next week. I can't wait to see that. My man Garrett Group's already busted my chops about things. So I'll give him that. But let's get right into it, Mike. The Sixers looked good yesterday. Played very, very well. Get back to the win column. And there is a major difference without your reigning MVP on the floor. You saw that Wednesday. You saw the fatigued legs trying to handle Rudy Gobert and Anthony Towns, and it was just too much for Tobias Harris to handle. They were just killing that team from the paint, and so you get Embiid back in his thick of things, and my God, dropped 35 points. 35 points yesterday. He was unstoppable, and then again the things he could do helps D'Anthony Melton create spacing, all those things. And what I'm really, really liking, it was in yesterday's game, was the complementary of the good chemistry between Tobias Harris and Nick Batum. Nick Batum has looked really, really sharp for the Sixers, shooting the lights out from the perimeter. And that's why I really, really enjoyed Tobias Harris. He's just getting more and more aggressive. But like I said, this is all comes back to the centerpiece of Joel Embiid. Just taking the triple, the triple one coverages and all those other things, and the way he gets set the pick and rolls and screens up for the Maxis of the world and D'Anthony Miltons. So Mike, I'm going to go back to you. How did you feel about yesterday's win?
It was good to see him get back on track. And of course, whenever Embiid's out there, his presence is always there. But yeah, Nick Batum, as you were talking about, man, let me tell you something, man. This dude, my man, was 3 of 6 from 3-point land. I mean, if you take a look yesterday, man, the Sixers looked like they were like 10 for like, I'm sorry, I'm reading it here. Yeah, 10 for 28 from 3-point line, which is not real good. But, Maxey was 3 out of his 9. So, I mean, you're looking and you're seeing, I guess, the involvement of this team, too. Like, they don't, with Doc, they would go, it was roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? With Nick Nurse, it's not really much of a, they may drop a game, but I feel like they're more on the upswing than they are on the downside. Good morning, Anthony.
Angry Anthony's checking in. What's up, buddy? And you were talking about another, again, one thing I like, CTH is here. Union will never win a trophy. SMH. Listen, CTH. Thanks for chiming.
CTH.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in. And listen, you may be right. Under the Jim Curtin tender, he's like a lot of people kind of. Someone checked in yesterday saying he's the Andy Reid 2.0. Can get you to the playoffs, but can't win it here. So, I kind of hear you on that. So. But going back to the Sixers, like again, they played extremely well. They figure and OKC is no slouch team. They are a very young and upcoming team. This number 2 on the West Coast, and it's good to see the 76ers get their legs back. But Al, I'll kick it to you. What did you take away from yesterday's game?
I take away a couple things. The adding of different. Or I'll say more expanding upon of different aspects of certain games. Take Mr. Joel Embiid. I mean, we know he can block, but his block totals have been up per game significantly, and on top of it, facilitating.
Yes,
everybody. The whole game plan was get it to Embiid, which the NBA figured out pretty quickly, and that's why they started to shut it down, especially come the playoffs. Shut down Embiid, shut down the Sixers. That's kind of how it worked. Nick Nurse is going, well, why don't we try the other way? Get it to the Embiid, but let Embiid get it to somebody else occasionally here and there. And that's what's happening. The fact is, a lot of people were worried about the whole Harden thing. The only thing they're really worried about is points production. What can we get a 20-plus point scorer to go along with Embiid every night? Well, we had him. Tyrese Maxey is it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this team is complete. I'm not. I know we were all really high on this team when they had that 9-1 run, and or was it 8-1 or whatever it was. They had that run and everybody's all excited. But this team isn't complete yet. It's close, but I don't think they need another superstar. They don't need another.
It's the complementary pieces.
Yeah, they need another facilitator. So if Embiid isn't in there, that there's only not just to Tyrese Maxey and maybe Tobias Harris or somebody coming and stepping up. They need somebody who knows that they're going to be, Batman and Robin A and Robin B. You know what I mean? And that's what you need. If you bring a James Harden in and they think they're the key to everything and everybody else is just complimenting around them, you're going to have another issue.
Well, like I said, yes, right. So the only 2 major bugaboos I take out of this Sixers team is their first half defense is sloppy. They can let you and I go running down the paint. There's a bunch of miscommunications, guys missing their man, the 2-3 zone defense and all that stuff. What's up, fellas? And the bird boy. Hey. I enjoy a good turkey, okay? There's nothing wrong with a little big bird in your face, okay? It's saying, yeah. But listen, The problem with the Sixers, they play defense in the first quarter, but after that, the Sixers start making the game run for and again, run, yeah, right, the run and gun offense.
See, look, you start talking about Bird, you get all tongue tied.
Oh, I do. I can't get it off my mind.
Pat, you know what's really jumping off at
What's
me?
that?
Bird? No, with the Sixers game. I'm looking at this right now, man. Like Joel Embiid went to the line for 21 free throws last night. Like, to me, that's telling me he was wreaking havoc down low. If you're going to the line 21 times, he was 19 to 21 from the line.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty darn good. And then, you know who else had a pretty good night at the line, too, was Tyrese Maxey. He was 9 of 11.
Right. He's been playing well, too. So, yeah, like I said, the bugaboos is that and the bench. The bench has become an issue because there's no production from it.
No, Roku gave you 9 points. I mean, Beverly, I wish we'd give you more points.
I wish, someone else.
Yeah, but Beverly, everybody.
You think his best days are like behind him?
Yeah,
a little. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely on the decline of the things, but he was just a slight upgrade from PJ Tucker. Like, I don't understand what everybody thought you were going to get from him.
Right.
Like, PJ Tucker wasn't getting you no points. I mean, at least Bev's getting you 6.
That's what I'm saying. He's a slight upgrade. He wasn't going to score. You may get the occasional game where he gets you 15 to 20 points. But that's going to be few and far in between.
Like, my whole thing is, like, I'm looking down, like, Jalen Springer didn't play last night at all.
No.
Like, he is a phenomenal talent. Why is he not getting more playing time?
And Dodge would bring that up, too. I mean, he loves seeing that kid on the floor. You're talking about someone who can play defense. That kid could play some defense.
There's a Martin, too. Kelvin Martin Jr.?
Or there was no signs of him, Cork Mize. And I love Martin.
Former Sixer Isaiah Joe last night.
Yeah, how about that? He kind of went off a little bit. So, like you said, that OKC team's a young, up-and-coming team. So, to me, though, the one thing, and I love him because he's a Philly native, Marcus Morris, but I could do without. I could do without him in the lineup. He brings nothing to the table.
Yeah, he does. He brings defense, man.
Little bit.
No, not a little bit. The Morris twins, that's their game. They play defense. Again, he's going to be one of those guys where you're not going to see a whole lot of production during the regular season. He's one of those guys come playoff time. That's when you're going to see it.
Yeah, but he might not even be in the rotation.
How do you know? I mean, listen, they got him.
What's up, Dives? What's up, buddy?
So, morning, Dives.
So, and like I said, we'll see how they run things. It's just, like I said, now we're getting through a quarter way of the season. It's they're looking good, but this is, like I said, let's continue the hate week. And the Lakers. When I think about the Lakers, and the guy who checked in with me yesterday said the Lakers have always been big and better than the Sixers. Go to the '83 championship or the '80 championship. Go to the '01. You got Just ask Julius Irving. Just ask how. So I know that burned your butt.
Can we pump the brakes for a second? You only had Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal on the same team. You better been dominant. I mean, you're like, oh well, the Chicago Bulls are going to pound their chest because during this certain stretch, there's a certain guy named Michael Jordan come in here,
right?
Scottie Pippen, and he just wreaked havoc on us. Like, I mean, yeah, that you're going to sit there and go back to times when you were dominant. Yeah. Let's see. You only won when you had major superstars on your team.
Well, that's why I try. I'm like, wow, you're bringing something up more than 20 years ago, okay? And God, I love the Black Mamba, and he was great. But you guys haven't been relevant since. You know what I'm saying? They haven't. Like,
he said they haven't been relevant since. Dude, they won a title. They won a title since then.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
When?
They won the title in the bubble, dude. The Lakers won.
Oh, well, okay. But again, got a LeBron in the world.
Oh, but again, they pretty much do have the Sixers number. When they play them in head-to-head inside the finals, they're like 3-1 against the Sixers time. Now, granted, I'm going to let you know, I remember being a kid. They went back-to-back years. They went 82, 83. Now, the Lakers won in 80 and 82. 83 is when the Sixers got the revenge. But, it always took them 5 or 6 games to beat the Sixers. The Sixers actually swept them.
Right.
So, I mean, they can sit there and say all they want. Say, well, guess what? Say, we did something to you that you never did to us, and they swept them.
I mean, in the 80s, I mean, granted, I was young, but in the 80s, everybody knows the NBA was pretty much ruled by the Lakers, the Celtics. And you have the Sixers sprinkling a little bit in there, but those two were the two dominant.
Pistons.
The Pistons. They were the two dominant things. Pistons were a lot too into the 90s as well. And then Michael Jordan came along, and it stymied anybody because they went from 98 or 1988 all the way to the year 2000, 2001 when they got a certain Kobe Bryant.
Right.
So just arguably one of the best players in NBA history. Top 10 definitely. Yeah, okay, and you had Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best.
Listen, that was still probably one of the greatest heists I think ever. Like, if you look at it, that trade that Charlotte made, they traded Kobe Bryant for Vlade
Thank
Divac,
you, Angry
for
Anthony.
an aging Vlade Divac.
Yeah,
like that. I still don't believe that. Best weekend morning show. Thank
you, Phil.
Thanks,
That's
Phil.
my main man right there. Catch my man, Phil.
That's called a compliment and taking a shot at the same time. I love Phil.
Yes. Catch my man, Phil, Monday through Fridays, every single day. He does a phenomenal job right there. Training
Great on KJ Martin, though. Need to get him out there. Yeah, I like KJ Martin. I really do. I think he can really help the Sixers.
The LA Laker guy last night was delusional. Mike, look from your mouth to God's ears, brother.
Sixers, Moses Malone, fo.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what is it about the Lakers that drive? You got the Lakers, now you got the Niners, the San Francisco Giants. That some of these West Coast teams that just irk our skin. What is it about, especially the Lakers? Mike, I'll go to you. What is it about
You know why? I mean, listen, the whole it's showtime. Like with them, to me it was always like they were always around the finals. So I mean, you see, it's a common ground with the Lakers. You either love them or you hate them.
Yes.
Would you say the Lakers are like the Yankees of the NBA?
Cowboys.
No.
They're
Yankees.
not. No, the Lakers actually win sometimes.
Yeah, but the Cowboys have that motive too. Like you love them or you hate them, especially in this area. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about more like they kind of buy their championships. That's what they do. I mean,
listen.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they were just smart enough to do it.
Listen, I also always felt like the NBA draft was somewhat kind of predetermined.
There are a bunch of
because
front runners that seem so fake.
I mean,
how
is it that the two best players from the '79 Final Four? One goes to Boston, which is a historical franchise, and the other one goes to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. And then Magic wins it. He wins it in his first year. Like, yeah.
Because the NBA, like any other team knows, any other organization knows now, it's what sells. Like, you telling me the MLB was happy when the Diamondbacks won, and it was Rangers versus Diamondbacks. That had to hurt them significantly.
Look at the rating drop off.
I mean, just look at the Monday Night Football numbers from last week against Eagles Chiefs. They three most watched games this year were all Eagles. Eagles Dallas, Eagles Chiefs, Eagles Jets. Okay, so
I think the Eagles are the new America's team.
Oh yeah,
that's what I want. Hey! Now you're talking to my heart. But so the Lakers are going to come in here tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a good game, man. Joey Sullivan.
What's up, my man, Joe?
What's up, Joey?
Joe goes, always hate the Lakers, always will. Yeah, Joe, I'm right there, brother.
I just kind of imagine that like an Irish tone with from Braveheart. Always have, always will.
Again, the Lakers irked my skin a lot. I mean, again, I go back to that 01 series and so forth. Here goes. There's a lot of similarities when the Cowboys far when they suck, and no found when they were good. Yeah, everywhere else. Al, I'll give you this one. How do you feel about this statement from my man? My man Dives.
About this statement?
No, yeah.
Okay. Listen. A lot of fans are like
they weren't like that. Our fan base is annoying. We got voted the most annoying fan base.
Oh.
And is anybody upset about that? Because I'm not.
I don't know.
Not if you're from here. Again, I've experienced how the hatred and
there's a difference between being an annoying fan base because you're winning. Of course, if you're at a game, right? You're at a basketball game. Say, I don't care if it's high school. If you're at a basketball game and there's a team that's winning all the time and a team that's losing all the time, who's going to be the louder one?
The team that's winning.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's going to be. Yeah, and the most passionate because you know why? Even when we're losing, we still love our team. We might, there's a difference. Let's talk about this for a second. There's a difference between being annoying and being boastful. Okay, if your team's winning, you have every right to be boastful. Just like when we complain, like if Dallas is on a tear in the beginning of the season, they're going 6-0, 7-0, or whatever it is. If they're doing well, Yeah, you know these guys are going to be annoying. What makes Dallas fans really annoying, or other types of fans, is when they're losing, or they'll find a way. I mean, we saw it. We do like the Chiefs post game show. Okay, Eagles Chiefs post game show. All the stuff we put out there. All the Cowboys comments. Chiefs suck. Eagles suck. Go Cowboys. You saw me. I put it right in there. I went right at the dude. I'm like, nah, dude. Let's do the math. They don't suck. And number one, and he said the Cowboys are number one. I'm like, no, they're not. They're 5 at best, but more like a 6. Because if you look at the rankings, they are 6 probably overall. Not power rankings, but by the way if the season ended today, likeliness to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, like dude, listen, I came home and watched all this week because, I watched Undisputed because like the dude Bayless and Irving are just, Eagles fans are annoying along with Chiefs and Dallas. Oh, you got to put Pats fans in there too.
Bruins fans? Has anybody met a Bruins fan lately?
Yeah.
No.
Add in yourself there, Insanio. I love you to death.
Like, Pats fans are really whiny now because they don't know what it's like to be really bad.
Listen, they've been good for 20 plus years.
Yeah,
so. They got some. Know how to act. No, they got one of the other 4 other teams they can leech onto. Niner fans were crying after the Eagles smoked them. We are still getting the Cowboys fans commenting on the Eagles videos and who's to blame.
Oh, yeah. Can we stop
I'll give you this one, Mike.
Can we stop this? Oh, the Eagles won because of the refs. They won because of the refs. Like, dude, give me a break about this. No, they didn't win because of the refs.
They want us to win?
I mean, here's the thing. Listen, I give the Cowboys. Both of you guys were here before the season. I said I feel that the Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC, and I still feel that way. I think San Francisco caught them early on. I do because listen, you got to remember too. Dak's in a new offense this year.
I get that, but
yeah.
Listen, I'm not sold on this 49ers team. I'm
offensive points and they got 40 dropped on them.
Yeah,
that's there's a difference between losing and your ass handed.
You might be a little young for this, Al, but do you remember back in '94 when a good Philadelphia Eagles team went out to San Francisco and walloped the Niners 40-8? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Eagles end up losing their last 7. The 49ers went on to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
So, that happens in a season.
I get it. I get it.
I'm looking at the way these teams are playing now. I'm telling you now, I think Dallas could beat them. I think Dallas could beat San Francisco if they played in a neutral site. You put them 2 in a neutral site, Dallas has got a better.
CTH is checking. And Niners are the best team in the NHL.
No, they're not.
In the NFL. No, I don't think so.
Team. They are not the best.
Come on, CTH.
They're not even the best team in their own division.
You're hating on the Union. Now you're talking about the Niners. CTH, come on.
Did anybody see before the Niners game, or maybe it was during the Niners game on Thanksgiving? They had like a little after they lost 3 in a row and then they had the bye week. And Brock Purdy went home, and he went to Iowa, or where? No, not home. He went to his girlfriend's home in Iowa, and he worked the farm for a few days. He got back to the grassroots, and since then, look at him now.
Yeah, wait till he meets Hassan Reddick next week.
I was like,
does anyone care about that story?
Listen, we're going to talk about the Eagles, but the one little message I want to send to Kyle Shanahan.
Anybody can.
Hold on. I want to.
Your Cheerios.
Yes. Let me go back. What did Mike Kaepernick say? He said LeBron's the biggest front runner. He picks and chooses his teams. Mike, how do you feel about that one?
He can go wherever he wants, dude. Like, I mean, if he signs a 3-year contract and he's at the end of his 3rd year, he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. Yeah, now, that whole spectacle of him leaving Cleveland to go to Miami, and then he goes back to Cleveland. Like, listen, he brought them a championship back, so it is what it is.
To answer our good co-host here, like Al just says, you would talk about waking up with a scrambled egg sandwich and then someone dropping a load in it. This man right here. My man Matty B knows how to poop in that one.
Your Cheerios.
But no, we all love Matty B. Matty B gives, and I agree with him. This is the worst 9-1 team. It doesn't feel like
I'd rather be the worst 9-1 team than the best 1-9 team.
Both of you's on. They're 9-1. The record is who they say they are. Last year
they're winning.
Yes, and last year it was we didn't beat anybody. Now we're beating good teams to get.
And look, you got to see how Matt's looking at things. Every game is a dogfight.
I don't want to see how
good,
but I'm just saying that's what he's saying.
Good, let it be.
You're just bending me over your knee and slapping me in the finish.
I am because you need it. because you're a little wet behind the ears.
Yes, you pulled my pants down.
No, I didn't do none of that. I didn't do none of that. Stop the insanity with that one. But no, I'm tired of hearing that. I've been hearing this all year long.
But he's right, though.
They're the worst. They were the worst 6-0 team. They were the worst 4-0 team. They're 4-0.
Mike, they haven't given you a convincing win yet.
Who cares? Who cares? Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you care if they win the Super Bowl by 1 point or if they win by 30?
Good point.
Do you care? No, you don't. So why care now? Like, this is the most ridiculous. I love Matty, but that's a ridiculous take.
But
they're the worst 9-1. Yes, they have some holes, but you know what?
Everyone's got holes, Mike.
Exactly. Some of us more than others.
Yeah,
but
it's good feeling.
Wow. I'm just saying, drink the green Kool-Aid and talk to me in February. I will be talking to you in February. There's only one Super Bowl winner.
In April.
I don't. You guys listen. And what's going? Again, there's no difference if you win by 1 or if you win by 30.
But hold on. And also, and Matty B, I love you to death, but think of it this way: your stance is very one-sided.
Stance is on clay.
But hold on. If you think of it this way, for him to say, all right, well, the worst 9-1 team, okay, still it's 31 out of there's 32 teams in the NFL, right? 31 teams have to lose is pretty much what I'm putting at, right? So for the Eagles to win, it's still a 1 out of 32 out of 1 or 1 out of 32 odds to win, right? Even though a lot of these teams are falling out, those odds change. I know that, but I'm just saying overall. So yes, for the Eagles to win, but you got to admit, I know it's. Listen. I know Matty B's a little older than me, and I know that. So he's been through the rougher times.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give him that. I'm in the 90s. I've seen the rough times. He's seen the rougher times.
Yeah,
he's more hardened than I am in this long run. But my point is, right this moment in time, live in the moment right now. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL. By record alone, they are the best team in the NFL. But
they're the worst 9-1 team. What is there to compare them to? Because there's no. I don't know about you, but is there another 9-1 team in this league?
But I'm just saying, they're also. Mike just said earlier they were a 9-1 when they were doing their thing last year. Well, they haven't beaten good teams. Well, they're beating good teams.
What do they have to do to be a good 9-1 this goes back to what we talked about before, right? You have a Cowboys team that's pretty much. When they face the lower competition, they are smoking. But when they get into a dogfight with somebody, just like the Chiefs, they come up on the other side of the end.
Listen, the only team that I've seen that really kind of laid a beating on good teams is the 49ers. Okay? They've beaten Dallas. Okay? We ain't annoying. We are.
A-hole's big difference.
Yes, you are. Yeah. I wouldn't take you any other way, buddy. Morning, Ryan.
Gentlemen, again, he's got to stop using that term around here. Yeah. I don't even not seen one gentleman around here.
But this is what I'm saying, though. Like, as far as, they're the softest 9-1 team. I mean, yeah, the Niners are good, but you know what? You know what I also noticed?
Listen, they are not. Stop. They are not the softest 9-1 team. Maybe last year you could put that because just like we just said about the Dallas, you can't say the same thing. You can't sit there and say because they haven't beaten a good team. But they are beating good.
Dives is usually Mr. Positive around here, but Al, I'll let you take this. Niners are scary good. The one team the Eagles need to avoid in the playoffs.
Right now, they're a good team. Listen, I'm going to push back on the fact of saying Dallas is the second best team in the NFC. Like right now, from like who I would want to play, Niners, I'd say right now because they are playing on a very high level.
I want the Niners.
They have a very complete defense, which they did last year. So let's see if they can still do it. You know what I mean? They are a different team, but on paper right now, looking at anything that we haven't played yet, the Niners are the team.
So let's hold on. Let's talk about today's game, though, guys. And if you guys are watching the show, chime in. We love the comments. We're going to get through all of them. But also, what do you guys feel though?
I disagree.
The Buffalo Bills are they smoked the Jets. Do you have any kind of scare that the momentum's back for them?
I have no. So I have no fear of the Bills today because the Bills are not the same Bills on the road as they are at home. At home, they are world beaters. On the road, they stink. And Ryan, I could not disagree with you.
Hold on. So I'll read it, and then Mike, I'll give it to you. San Fran is a way better team than the Eagles outside of just having an okay system. Quarterback that makes their offense too good. The offense, this San Fran defense is legit.
Nah, listen. I'll go back. I was just looking up something because I want to prove a point to these, I want to prove a point to
The Niners scared dogs?
Yeah, these people that are scared of the Niners. If you go back over the last couple of weeks when they were, I'll go back to their last.
Wow, I'll take this one. Mahomes and Travis Kelce act like an entire big babies, especially since Kelce hooking on with Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce doesn't seem like himself. Yeah, listen, and going back to that Monday night game, man, his head looks like he was in the clouds, and then I think he went like right to her concert and smooched. I mean, his head is definitely not in the game, which helped the Eagles out. So
yeah. I mean, like
I'll take it.
We're looking at. I mean, we are going to look at the Bills for the most part, but looking at it. But real quick, just remind you guys that if you want to go watch the Eagles beat up on Seattle, hopefully that could be the case in Seattle. We know the Eagles don't always have a great track record in Seattle, but they will this year. And guess what? Because Philly Sports Trips will bring you there to Seattle, December 15th to the 18th. Hollis Thomas will be with you, as well as the Northwest Bird Gang will be joining the crew. It will be a huge turnout for Eagles and Seattle turnout with the Philly Sports Trips. And don't forget, they have a lot of other things coming up as well. Check them out. Go to phillysportstrips.com and tell them EOP sent you.
That's right, guys. Listen, they got the Flyers' big trip coming up, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have upcoming Sixer trips. And guys, you already know the Philly Sports Trip is already locked and loaded for, the Phillies for next year. Guys, trip across the pond, guys. Go hit up my man Vince. Go, they got good groups of guys going out to these events, and you don't know from our EOP family who's going to be hanging out there. So, but yeah, getting back into scrapping things here. And here goes Mike Kaepernick saying, I'm so tired of the Brock Purdy documentary.
Listen, I'm not sold. I mean, I watched a very pedestrian Cincinnati team go into San Francisco and literally manhandled them. Okay, yes, they do have a good defense, but you know what San Fran doesn't do well is when teams get physical back with them. They are a finesse team. I'm tired of hearing about how they do have a good defense. So does the Dallas Cowboys, but they are a finesse team. They are not built like I'm telling you now. If this Eagles defensive line wants to get nasty and physical with that offensive line, it's going to be a long day. Right. For that 49ers team. And you know what? I can't wait for next week because, a lot of Niners fans and players take out this game circled. Yeah, well, so does a lot of Eagles fans. And so does a lot of Eagles. They have this, it's been a whole offseason of you guys talking junk about, if we had our quarterback. Well, guess what? Blame your coach for that. Matter of fact, tell your boy Kyle Shanahan. That's right. Hey, Niner, bang, bang, Niner gang. Tell your boy Kyle Shanahan, bring an extra QB. You guys are coming to Philly.
Ooh,
bring an extra QB.
Like I said, guys, if you're just checking and you're just hanging out the PM of the game show, this is Hate Week coming up. Again, we are looking at the schedule. The Lakers, the Devils on Thursday, the Celtics on Friday, the Penguins on Saturday, and the Niners on Sunday. Like, what? This is incredible. Here goes. We all know Matty B has his assigned agenda. Will never be happy. Yeah, so I get it. Eagles luck will run out, dude. CTH. You gotta tell me what are you a fan of? Are you just an Eagles Philadelphia sports hater? I mean, did you wake up? I mean, come on, CTH, you're better than that.
I just like the name.
Fan.
I just like the name.
CTH.
Yeah, I just like the name.
CTH is a big fan. I always see CTH checking into the shows. Every team has a weakness.
I mean, that's just the way it is. Let's see. Ryan say the way the Eagles are playing is a huge concern now because they can't. They can't let this way when the playoffs come. If play this way
again, I'm still waiting for the NFC team that beat the Eagles.
I'll wait. Win and play this way in the playoffs. They're getting away with a.
Let me answer this
one. They're not getting away with anything.
And look, I distributed Matt's point, right? So my point is though, right? I'm going to argue with you. You're saying that this team is not going to, can't be playing like this, can't get away with this, right? But and to Mike's point here, the team is winning dogfight after dogfight, dragged out punches. When when I saw that game, everyone got concerned about the Chiefs, even myself. When the Chiefs went up 10 right in the first half, people showed concern. But when things got gritty into that dogfight, I said the Eagles have the Chiefs right where they want them. They have them in a dogfight situation. Patrick Mahomes didn't know what to do. Travis Kelce's head's in the cloud somewhere. You have Andy Reid right where you want him in clock management situations. You have him in a dogfight. He can't win a dogfight. This team can. And that's again me and Dives. I think, or me and my man Mitch, as some people like to call my Mitchy Poo because they say me and Mitch need to be in a tent together.
Oh God!
But someone's, me
Who
and
are
Mitch.
these people?
Yeah. People try to call me my Mitchy Poo. My man Phil from he goes my Mitchy Poo. So anyway, like me and him looked at this like this team wins dogfights. A lot of people can't win a dogfight.
Right. That's what I've been saying since the beginning of the year. You have teams like the 49ers and the Cowboys that go out and they beat up on the lesser, skilled teams. But then when they got to play a team of their caliber or better, they have a little bit of issue with it. Now, I was expecting the Cowboys to be like that because, like I said, they're going through the best. They're going through, same thing what Jalen Hurts is going through with a new OC this year.
Anyway, and not to shift gears, why does everyone think I need to be in a bed with another co-host? I mean, why? What?
I don't.
What?
Mitch is new, but Mitch may not last long.
No,
he's already quit.
But guys, if you think this is
you still need a smoking a pancake with me.
Conversation today. Here is your lineup. You got three of the.
My man Mitchy Poo.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mitch, Matty B, myself, and Pat for the post game. So this will be interesting nonetheless.
Oh, what a Blue Oyster hangout.
But it will start off at noon with Dives, LJ from the Kelly Green Hour, and Mitch. And then halftime, of course, Shane Dives. And then, like I said, the post game is going to be an all-out argument. So, this is much must watch.
You know why? Because you know why people put me and Mitch in the same canoe? Because for an hour or so, we had tons of comments. We defended Joel Embiid, and we got, the minute Joel Embiid had that one rough game like last week, and oh my God, the trade canoe came right on out for Embiid, and here's me and Mitch defending the guy. So now people just put me and Mitch in his love connection. So I don't know. Oh God, it's very, very, very disturbing for my man Mitch.
No fear because we dominate good teams this year. But please, no more Sam Howell.
As you know,
listen.
You want to take this one? Take this one out.
Sam
Howell,
didn't he just put up 300 yards against that vaunted Cowboys defense? He threw for 300 yards.
But he can't do nothing against the Giants.
Yeah,
but,
Commanders always. The Washington team always tends to give us fits. It's just like like we go through this with certain teams in every NBA, MLB. It doesn't matter. There's always teams that give other teams fits, no matter who's on the team. It's just that jersey just gives teams fits, and it's the Commanders and the Eagles. It happens. I get it, but here's my thing: it's just you'll never win because if the Eagles are beating teams by 2+ scores every game, go on and run the board all the way from the preseason to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, people will still find a problem with it. They'll find a problem with it. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with them having to fight these games out. This team's battle tested.
Yeah. So I
would rather have a team that's in a dogfight week after week after week after week. Okay. I would rather have that because guess what? When it becomes playoff time and the proverbial, what's going to hit the fan, your team's going to be like, the Eagles are going to be like, we've been here before. Okay, this is cool. Where the other teams are going to be panicking.
Before I get to this comment, like my dad kind of he called me up and goes, I hope that, he called me up on Thanksgiving, we're talking. And he's like, I hope that Sam Howell puts on his Joe Montana outfit like he does against the Eagles and gives the Cowboys a whipping. And what do you say, son? I was like, yeah, Dad, I hope that happens. I hope he gets steal one from, the Cowboys. So, but Dives checking goes, Brock Purdy is so overrated, but he's great at getting the ball out of his hands, short throws, something the Eagles defense struggled with. So
he's right. Like that's why I say right now, I think the Niners are going to be a little. We're not going to have the same kind of game we had in the NFC Championship. Just like throw that idea out the window. They are a good team. They kind of match up where we have some weaknesses. So it's going to be a kind of a slobber knocker, I think.
Oh,
it's going to be
I don't think I don't feel like their offense is as explosive as ours.
So he goes. Mike Papernick says Joe Bosa didn't even sniff the hurt against the 6% against Lane Johnson. You faced Lane Johnson.
Right, exactly.
You
got to have pretty much a healthy Lane going into that game.
Yeah,
I think Bosa's been coming off and banged up too. Anyway, let's talk about the Bills. I'm going to give the Bills some love today.
Hold on, before we do that, Mike, I got to give you credit. I got to give you a lot of credit here. You actually
if 9-1, baby.
I want
Is he changing his
Yeah,
tune?
Wait, changing your tune
Yeah.
already?
Oh my God.
Mike, I got to give you credit. You
He's
actually
on the beach and somebody's wearing his
there's
flip-flops.
there's three layers in sports I've come to terms with. There's the bad teams. There's the teams on the West Coast that the Philadelphia sports teams can actually handle pretty easily. But then you got those divisional games, and I've seen a lot of divisional. Again, we've seen a lot of Flyers and
You're
Islanders.
giving me credit at it. What
So let me get to the because when it comes because the Flyers were playing this week, a divisional game where we just talk about giving fits. It's a whole nother level. Like you got to throw every stat at the book. Like the Islanders gave the Flyers fits this past week. I mean, other than yesterday, but I mean, again, these are dogfights. You look at Thanksgiving, right? The Lions, who've been riding high, Green Bay exposed them. So that Cinderella story came to a halt. So, Mike, I mean, when you talk about you're right. These divisional games are just. Don't go by stats. All that stuff goes out the window. So I got to give you credit on that because you can't take these games lightly.
Mike, but thank you for coming up with that idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've only stolen it from like every national pundit.
Well, I just stole it from. It's been like that since high school.
Yeah, but I mean, like
high school games. Like you got teams that can be better than the other team, but sometimes they're just each other, and you got that.
Yeah,
that visceral, like that. Just I want to tear your head off moment with them because I'm tired of seeing your face.
Right. So speaking of the Flyers, since we got the background going up, guys, what's your take on the Philadelphia Flyers? Like I said, a little rough start this week. Again, 0-2 against the New York teams, against the Islanders. Faced two good goaltenders in Shesterkin and Solon. Very, very good. But the Flyers took one yesterday with Sam Anderson get his first ever shutout. Mike, I'll give it to you. And Tyson Foster gets the overtime win.
He's getting hot.
He's getting hot.
Again, man, I think the Flyers are right where they need to be, man.
And I do want to point something out. Even though the Metropolitan Division stinks, it's a tough race, and the Flyers are in the thick of things right now. The Flyers are, believe it or not, are the second team in the Metropolitan, sitting at 21 points. And obviously the Rangers are just. Who saw this coming? Again, a good head coach from Peter Laviolette. I wrote up an article. I mean, they got an all-around team, and
you know what? That's the history with Laviolette. When he gets there, his first couple of years they're real good, and then the message, then it goes downhill. So, I mean, I expected the Rangers to be good with him, and the Rangers got talent. So, but hey, listen, with the Flyers being right there, right behind them, it's really not.
And again, this kind of goes trade Morgan Frost or. Trade for Frost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, there we go. We're agreeing with Matty B.
I'm agreeing with him on this point because I love Morgan Frost. I've been, but for some odd reason, he's in Tortorella's doghouse.
Yeah,
about something. So I don't know what it is.
Well, is it like another hazy situation? Like, certain guys just.
It's a rebuild. That's where they.
That's where they're at. So let me ask you, Matty B. But I mean, and I'll ask you guys too. The Flyers are right there kind of thinking things. Do you want them to stop winning games? Dives doesn't want to win no more games, or you want to see these guys get a little playoff experience? I mean, I'm kind of mood like we're here now. You might as well go through the rest of the story.
I would just stay pat and just see what you have.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. I would just say that's what I would do. I would just see what you have in-house first. What's up, Fooge?
What's up, Fooge? He says, what's up, guys? What's up, fellas? Happy Eagles. Game day. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's go. Don't look past the Bills or the Niners. Remember,
and that's one thing, Matty. I'll give him credit on. It kind of turned into that conversation.
But I wanted to give the Bills their due.
We will. We're going to get back to it. And real quick, because I remind you guys, sometimes if you make mistakes in your life by jumping ahead of something, you go to David R. Cherry. They'll fix those mistakes. Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law. CherryInjuryLaw.com is the place you go. Or simply call Dave Cherry at 610-565-0300. The number again is 610-565-0300. Call David R. Cherry now.
Yeah, guys. So, guys, if you guys checked out the Flyers game yesterday, where are you guys at this morning? So, half of us on the EOP staff wants to see them collapse. I'll put myself on the island and want to see them go through the story. Want to see a couple of these guys get playoff.
I just want to see what we have.
Play it out.
I want to see what we have. Like, I don't want to make any drastic type of moves or anything like that. I want to see what this organization has. So if that means you got to call up some young players, to see what we have down with the Phantoms, to see what we have going forward in our future, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of wrote this year off anyway. So I mean, if you're doing all that and they still continue to kind of be where they're at, then it's a kind of a bonus.
And listen, there's another plus side to this. If you think about it, I understand everybody wants them to tank, right? But there's also a plus side to winning. And the plus side is your stock that you have now maybe has some value, but if you make a good push with this team and you have some diamonds in the rough that you didn't know you had, you might have some young guys that have better talent than maybe you thought. You know, some diamond like that, or maybe you put value on somebody who didn't have as much value. Now you can sell why their value is high. So it doesn't have to all come from the draft. They still have plenty of draft capital. They did some good drafting so far early on, because we'll find out as time goes on. So with the last draft, so you have some draft pieces. All right, you still could draft next year, but what about if you have what you have here now, and you could sell that off for more capital, either draft capital or sell it off for more young guys to stock the pot with. So I'm okay with just play your hand for what it is, knowing that yes, you are you're the underdog. It's okay. Philly likes that mantra. But my point is, don't lose on purpose. Sixers did that. Look how long it took for them to really get out of that tank. They had to fire the head coach because there's tanking mentality. Play for what it is. Put the young guys out there. Let them play. See if they can hang. Find out what you have. I think it was kind of where Mike was going with it.
Yeah,
but ultimately, you don't have to. Everybody just worries about tank. Yeah. I get it. But you got Mitch Koff. You got him coming up in the organization. Hopefully, in the next few years, couple of years maybe after this one. But I'm saying find out what you have and then use that stock value. There's more than one value than the draft.
Yeah, and look, like I said, I agree with you. You're not going to hurt. Like you said, you can only. Again, you're bolsterizing your stock and trade value with some of these guys is to move on from them. So, like I said, I love what I see from the team. Like I said, I might be in the minority of not wanting to see this team tank because I've seen tanking for years. And again, go back to square one, the Sixers, right? It still have yet to figure out how to get past the second round. So, I mean, I want to see some of these guys get their feet wet in the playoff realm again. And if you make it into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. We know the NHL story. You could be a good regular season team. Exhibit A last year, the Boston Bruins. What's the best team in the NHL? The minute they got into the playoffs and a whole clean sheet, not the same story. The Florida Panthers teams who just creeped in there went on a run. It happens all the time in the NHL. Teams get worn out, and with the Flyers being the most dangerous animal with no expectations, they could go far. And I get it. People don't want to see them. Again, they want to but like you just said, Al, that upstates the value in some of the players. If you want to trade and all that stuff, we're going to have Mitch Koff. Yes, there is a direction, but you can't tell someone when they want to lose, especially like. Now you get you season in the front office with the Patrick Sharp, the John LeClaire's, the Danny Barreras, and the Keith Jones. These guys are smart hockey heads. They know what they're doing. They get they're bringing. That's why I got excited when they moved on from the Kevin Hayeses, the Provies. Get rid of all these old names. I don't care about the old names. I want to see good hockey. This past week the offense production's been down. They only scored like a goal, but. It's still, again, it seems Sam Arison kind of get his legs back underneath him from what he was this time last year. You got to be excited.
But also give him credit because, the other stat that I know a 1-0 win in a shootout doesn't really stick out until now, but the shots on goal differential was huge. The Islander, the Flyers defense was keeping the Islanders' shots on goal limited. Now, we had a lot of shots on goal, and we got stymied by their goalie, but ultimately, it's okay. Like the offense, and especially in hockey, will go up and down. It will.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad to see the Flyers are playing defense. I'm so glad. Like to me, I feel that's the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team is that they're defensively they've almost did a 180 turn. Like now you're seeing guys get in front of the puck. It says Connor Bedard's already been drafted. This type of player doesn't come around every year.
What he's kind of, I guess, agreeing with me a little bit, saying like we can go to the draft every year all we want. You're not always
Yes.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to get a generational talent.
But here's the thing: is that maybe the Flyers were right by accident. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. The old saying is.
Oh, that's my luck.
But take this for instance: we all talked about pounding our chest about not getting Johnny Hockey when we had the opportunity. But maybe next year or two, he wants out because he's in an area that I don't know.
He'll be going by this year. Like him and Patrick Lalline are not getting along with that head coach.
And maybe that's how we get him. And we have all these great young guys that look really good because they did so well. They're going to want to swoop up some of them that maybe we know we're not going to be able to keep around forever. So just keep doing what we're doing. It just goes right into my narrative. Keep doing what you're doing. Take these bronze medals and shine them up into silver and gold medals if you can. And then you can sell them off and maybe get yourself a Johnny Hockey in here when you have a Mitch Koff coming in, hopefully in the next couple of years, and
Cutter Gunther.
Yeah.
And you'll know who your goalie is. I mean, Erson,
he played very well yesterday. Again,
very well.
25 out of 25. He stopped 25 goals.
My question to you is, guys, do you think really the Flyers are still shopping Carter Hart? I still think that me and Matty B talked about this when we were here with the Phillies. I'm still thinking that I'm really still thinking like they're waiting to see what happens with this investigation with the Team Canada thing.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what comes down with that.
Yeah, I think that's it. But I also think they have no rush.
Yeah.
If he keeps playing like he's doing, then he just becomes more valuable to a team.
Mike, I'll give you this one. Productivity is my man Steve checking at 10:33 p.m. Proactive 20:33 p.m.
Just so you know, what he means by this is he posted this at 10:33 p.m. last night.
Oh, so he was talking with Alston.
This was going to be a conversation. No, he put it in this one knowing that this was going to be a conversation this morning.
Oh, okay. So, hey, listen, Steve, come check in PMDA and we talk everything here, brother. So thanks, appreciate it. But yeah, like I said,
Steve's going to start sending us Draisaitl as a free agent. That's a dude that I would want in a heartbeat.
Can I just say his name sounds like some chafing?
Yes, it does.
Yes,
it doesn't sound real healthy.
I got a worst case of Draisaitl I've ever had. I won't stop itching.
Yeah, but you know what? He reminds me of. You remember how good Milan Lucic was, like about 10 years ago?
Yes.
Like when he was with Boston, to me, Draisaitl's that type of player. He's big, he's strong, he's around the net, he can shoot. He kind of reminds me of a younger version of Milan Hajduk.
So he says, our man Ryan just said the fans, I guess, are mailing.
Oh yeah, they're probably yelling. They're sending a mail like, "Tank, stop trying to win."
Oh, come on! I can't. You can't tell someone. You can't tell an athlete, "Let's lose." Shots on goal are great. Quality shots on goal. The blue line. I
get it, quality versus quantity, but in some cases, if you ask enough girls out, sooner or later one of them's going to say yes.
Yeah, they may not be.
It took me 37 years.
Right. I mean, they may not be they may be a 2 at 10, but by the time you get to 2, they're a 10. So It all works out.
Monique married a 10 and turned me into a 2, but boom. But listen.
Yeah, that's how that worked out. that's exactly how that worked.
Oh, God. But listen.
Hold on real quick. Before we move on, I'll remind you guys that Big Eagles-Bills game today, which we're about to start talking about in a moment. But, we want tickets. Only one place to go. Go to sherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. All sports, concerts, theaters, you name it, they got it. And there's the price on the screen is the price you're going to pay. You're not going to get bamboozled at checkout. No hidden fees. And save yourself an additional 10% off using that great promo code.
EOP10.
That's right. EOP10 will save you 10% off at checkout with sherrystickets.com. So, again, use that great promo code.
EOP10.
EOP10.
Konnichiwa. So,
at sherrystickets.com.
But listen, getting back to the problem at hand here. So the Flyers have the Hurricanes coming up. The Flyers got their W's. It is crazy. The Flyers haven't had a win against the Hurricanes for 2 years.
Well, they just beat them last week.
I just said that, but prior to that, they haven't beat them.
No,
2 years.
We were talking about that. Remember, I kept saying, look how many close games they played against the Hurricanes. And the puck always seemed to bounce the Hurricanes' way. Man, who knows?
Brandy, your favorite Flyers, Brandy's got their number. The only problem I got with the Flyers right now, couple things. The power play needs to be fixed. I mean, they are hot garbage on power plays. Their power play kill is a different story, but their power play alone, they just a bunch of miscommunication. They need to get that fixed. They need to come up and please, for the love of God, Mike, to steal your thunder, get Mark Stahl off the ice, please. Please, I can't take this stiff no longer. You were talking about sucking up ice. My man is the human Zamboni. My man is just kills me. Austin checking and goes, Leon Draisaitl without Connor McDavid. I feel it's nowhere near the same caliber player.
I'm going to disagree with that because when McDavid was down, when he got hurt last year, Draisaitl was the one who carried that team. So he can play without Draisaitl. The power play.
I'll give you that, Ryan. This one, Flyers issue on power play. They don't have a QB.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on Ryan.
I think Matty B said it earlier. We have a team full of role players.
Yes.
But they are still doing well. Like, that's the key thing. Like OKC right now, they have some really good upcoming players. I don't know if they have a superstar in their hands yet, but they are playing very good right now. And I think the Flyers could almost kind of be in that same category. That's why I'm saying keep playing because these role players could be missing pieces.
Oh my God! Did teams. I gotta give it to the so I was talking about a Boston Bruin that joined the Flyers. My man Garnett Hathaway. My man. You were talking about getting thumped. This dude has been getting thumped. He gets one good clean body check. Somebody from the Rangers wants to fight him on Black Friday. Then you had Shesterkin when he tripped over Shesterkin by his own player, pushes him into Shesterkin. As soon as Gunther Hathaway went down, my man was pummeling with the stick. That was a one nasty goal. He was giving him his fits, and the Flyers, like I said, that dude could take a beating. I seen it. I said, man, this dude is just he's like the Flyers punching bag. I mean, he'll just take punches, from
Listen, that kid will drop the gloves on anybody. So,
yeah,
you know what? But you need a guy like that. Like he's not scared. Like he will literally go up to the toughest guy in the NHL and be like, "No, you're not going to go. Let's go. You're not going to get." So I mean. Listen, he's taking his lumps now, but I've seen him give some lumps too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be all right, man, with him. I like him. I think he's earned a spot on this team.
So, Mike, like I said, the Flyers get a nice shutout victory yesterday. Long, tough. Tyson Foster found himself back on the scoreboard. Things are looking good. The Flyers are number 2 in the Metropolitan, number 6 overall right now. I mean, that Metropolitan race between the Capitals, Penguins, the Devils, all those teams, Hurricanes. It is a tight race going down the stretch. And Mike, so the end story, guys, do you want to see the Flyers make the playoffs? Yes, no, click. We want to hear from you.
As Matty B said, it's not even Christmas time. We're talking playoffs. But
listen, it is fine because, like I said, normally in November, this team, that roller coaster just plummets. And the fact that the Flyers are in the thick of things,
listen, I'm
on for that.
Listen, I would like to see.
December is the real test for that.
I would love to see the Flyers just stay relevant until April.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my only thing. I would like to see them stay relevant until around April. If they fall off, dude, they fall off. If they make it, they make it. But I just want them to play meaningful games.
Well, that's the same. So, look, okay, if the Sixers have a bad night, if you are a 4-for-4 guy or more, like myself, if, again, the Sixers have a bad night and come February time, you have nothing, at least you have that complimentary, okay, let me switch over and see what the Flyers are doing. That's the thing here. So I love
Angry Ant has spoken.
Flyers are going to go to the playoffs this year. I love it, Ant. So, guys, talk about New York teams. Let's get back. Buffalo Eagles. Man, it's like I said, the Buffalo Bills kind of woke up last week after having that nasty, sloppy loss.
They played the Jets.
Hold on. Right, well, to say, the Jets beat us. So,
again, that don't count. That's what happens when you take a team lightly.
Exactly.
Like Zach Wilson came in and we literally.
So wait, you just took out both sides of your mouth. What did you say? You took it too lightly, and then all of a sudden
we did. But that's what happens. You take a team too lightly. I mean, and a guy like Zach Wilson, who's now benched, beat us, and that's going to be on our record. It's like kissing your sister.
Listen, we've turned over the ball 4 times.
Yeah, I mean,
and they still could have won. So yeah, we beat. I hate using that cliche. We beat ourselves more than the
Jets beat us.
Jets beat us. But with that being said, we still got beat. It's going to be the one on our record right now. But at the same time, divisional games. We say it again. Bills beat the Jets. Mike has a good point. the Bills seem to do great at Buffalo, but when they leave their hometown or their home
They leave
stadium,
their home stadium. They're not as good. And Josh Allen is a turnover machine.
Yeah.
And plus, too, I mean, I know this isn't, but the Kelly Greens are going to be. The Kelly Greens are on.
Oh, yes.
So it's just, I think that's something where that crowd's going to be going crazy. And it's a 425 game today, so which means there's probably people right now down there tailgating right now as we speak.
If you got Bills fans and Eagles fans tailgating, I wonder how many tables will be broken in.
I don't know because, and they're right down near the old ECW arena too, so it's not that far away.
I want to bring a ladder down there and really up the scales.
Yeah, you might not with Bills Mafia might not want to try to throw.
But you know what though, Bills Mafia really don't travel like that either. Bills fans really don't, unless it's a warm, like a warmer destination type place. They're not coming here. Like it's going to be a sea of green in that place. There will be some Bills fans in there,
right?
But nowhere near.
No, like you said, it's going to be pretty much a sea of green.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be tough. So, Al, I got to ask you, what's your final prediction for this game?
Oh, right there, huh?
I'm going to put you right on the spot. I'm going to grab you.
I think this is going to be a bit of it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not. Unless the Bills just play like they played before the last week. If the Bills are in desperation mode, I want to throw that out there. When a team's desperate, things, get a little crazy. So they might try some crazy stuff that the Bills haven't thrown at anybody yet and maybe get the Eagles off balance a little bit. But ultimately, I think this is another Eagles victory. I think this team will be 10-1 by the end of today. But it's going to be a hard-fought one, but I think the Eagles' defense is going to come up big for us again.
Right.
You want my final score? Boy, the Bills' defense is banged up,
and they're horrible against the run. They're like next to last against the run.
I'm going to go 28-21 Hurts.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I like it. So, Mike, you're the X's and O's guys here about when it comes to Birds versus Bills. What is there to look out for coming from the Bills, though? What scares you the most?
For the Eagles, they got to limit Dalton Kincaid in the middle.
Okay.
Their rookie tight end. If they can limit him down, kind of take him out of his game, I don't have no worries with their wide receiver because it seems like he just gets locked on Stephon Diggs. He hasn't gone to Gabriel Davis in the last 3 games. Gabe Davis's numbers have been down. So to me, that's what they got to do. And on offense, they got to run the ball. Buffalo cannot stop the run. They are, like I said, they're like 28th in the league against the run. If you're 28th in the league against the run at them. And I think this gives the Eagles a chance too. I think by them running the ball, it's going to open up the field downfield for guys like AJ and Devontae Smith later on in the game. So that's what I would do if I was the Birds. That's the X's and O's part of it.
All right. So what's your fun? Here goes my pop prediction. Goes the only thing that could shock the Eagles or anybody is that the Bills run the ball at all.
He's right because the Bills don't run the ball. Like they run the ball just a little bit to keep you.
You would think with Sean McDermott watching the Eagles, being part of this organization, he would. I mean, I understand sometimes if you don't have a really good ball carrier and all that stuff, like you don't want to run it that much. But I think at one point you just need to say we're going to do it. Keep us honest.
Yeah, the angry Anthony checking in the show. He goes, the Bills always start off good and then they fizzle out in the second half. Couldn't agree more. My man Matty B checking in is this game comes down to Josh Allen versus the Birds secondary, plain and simple. So,
Pat, what do you got for the game?
What do you mean for a score?
Yeah,
you know me. I'm always the tight sphincter around here. I'm going to go a 17-14 Birds win.
17-14.
I want to know what Matty B's prediction is. I want to know what
Pain.
What's yours?
Mine is I got 37-24.
You're going to be thinking it's that high score?
Oh yeah. I think the Bills will get some late stuff, but I think the Birds are going to. That defense, like they had.
I said. I mean, I know
listen. If the Jets had a better if the Jets would have had a better quarterback a week ago, the Jets would have probably put up 30 on them. Like they're not a very good defensive football team.
Okay. The reason I don't go to 30 is because the Eagles tend to methodically run them down in the first and second quarter. Like the second quarter numbers aren't great, so that's why I'm expecting maybe at halftime a 14-7 or 10 lead, something along those lines.
That's all right. That's
and what
fine.
time does it start? 4:25.
4:25. So,
here's Matty B. He has the same score I have, but he has the Bills with the 28.
Wow, Matty B. I love him.
I just want to have this down so one of us can rub it in the other one's face.
That might not be good come post game time.
Post game.
I'll be with my man Mitchie Poo and watching it from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Why he's two
my man
fight.
Mitchie Poo.
So here goes Mike. He goes 27-19 Birds over the Bills. Angry Ant checking in 38-35
Wow.
Eagles.
He's got a shootout.
He got a shootout going.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
We don't ask for a
Insanio just 38-14 Eagles. Wow. So I love all the Birds win, talk here.
Allen throws for 275 and 3 touchdowns.
Here's my thing: is Matty B. I would agree with you normally, but the way Allen and the Bills have been playing, like I expect that from Sam Howell before I expect that from Josh Allen right now.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, this is what makes this game tough. This is a team that has the ability to be really good, who is also desperate because today's a big a momentum shift for them. If they can win today, playoffs are a conversation to be had with them still. If they
they're on the outside. They're on the outside looking in right now.
If they lose today, it's really on the outside. Really looking in. And if you can beat the Eagles, let's be honest, they're the barometer for pretty much the entire NFL, if not the whole NFL. That gives you a little swagger. Look at the Jets when they beat us. Look like they won the damn Super Bowl.
Well, you know what's funny too? Like, even if the Eagles lose this game, say the Eagles do lose this game, it really has no bearing on their placement in the NFC because both of their losses have been to AFC teams.
Yeah.
So the Eagles are still perfect in the conference.
Yeah.
So
I saw something. Right now, if they win today, I think I saw like a percentage thing. If they win today, they're like 96% chance of making the playoffs. Or something like that, or going to the NFC Championship game, or I don't know, something like playoffs. I'm sorry, there's playoffs. But then if they lose, it only drops to like 89
or something.
No, it drops significantly, but it drops to like 60 something. But then if they win any of the next 3 games, just 3 games, one of the 3 games, they're back up to 96. It's like something.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's a weird stat like that. But yeah.
All right, so guys, before we get out of here, of course, 4:25. What is the?
Matty, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's trolling. He's trolling. There's no way he believes that.
So you're telling me they're going to lose one of the 2 games to the Giants, or they're going to beat the Giants twice?
Yeah, I mean, he's got him losing to Arizona.
Maybe he might be talking about the Cowboys coming up.
Got 2 Giants games, an Arizona game, Dallas game,
Seattle.
He might be talking about Dallas and Seattle. So I don't know.
So there's your 7 games.
2-5. Come on, dude.
Yeah, he might be on to something here.
No, he ain't on to nothing.
He's on crack.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good butt crack. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you, Mike. What 4:25? What's your meal for the day?
That's a good question. I won't be watching the Pats Giants game. I'm getting a colonoscopy, less painful and more entertaining.
Wow.
What am I going to be eating today? I don't know. That's a good question. Whatever the wife decides she wants to cook.
All right, sounds like a plan. Al, what do we got, buddy? Cheesesteaks not a bad idea.
It's always a classic go for a 4:00 game. Cheesesteaks. I think I'm making my wife a Bobby. She's been begging me one for Thanksgiving. A Bobby.
What kind of Bobby are we talking about?
It's a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich.
Oh, I thought
it's pretty much like stuffing turkey, cranberry sauce on a long roll. Pretty much.
Dude, you all right over there? I never heard it called a Bobby. That's why I was like,
yeah.
You said, I'm going to make her a Bobby. I was about
leftovers.
Just leftovers.
Yeah.
No, if you Capriotti's is a sandwich shop in the area.
I know.
That's what they call it, as a Bobby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry to sound cliche here, but
you don't pasta.
No, ravioli.
But I do. I gotta go pasta. I've been having bird for the past 4 days, and it's hurting. I gotta try something else. Yeah.
He said it's hurting.
All the bird, he had to switch over to pot and make himself feel better.
Well, guys, I got my 6-pack coming up.
Yes.
What do you got for me? Whip it out.
Here we go. It's out. It's on the table. And
Oh, boom.
there it goes.
Right on our head, Al.
There you go.
That's Mike Laro's stamp of approval.
There you go. Starting off, guys, we got an NFC South matchup. I am taking those Atlanta Falcons at home, getting 1.5 against those New Orleans Saints today. So definitely going right there. Then we have a AFC North showdown. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. No Joe Burrow. No shot for the Bengals to win in this one. Pittsburgh -2.5. I'm taking Captain Small Hands and those Pittsburgh Steelers. My upset of the day.
TJ Watt play quarterback by the end of this game?
I don't know. He might. My upset of the day. I'm taking those Carolina Panthers +3.5 at Tennessee. I'm also taking the New York Football Giants at home. They are a home dog to Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. The Giants +4. I just think the Giants can definitely win this one. The Rams -2.5 in the NFC West showdown with Arizona. I laid the 2.5. I don't like Jonathan Gannon. Don't like his offense. And my last one is the Baltimore Ravens -3 at the Chargers later on this afternoon. And my bonus one, I took the Eagles -3 versus Buffalo. I think the Eagles cover that game. And how about that little happy birthday to our buddy Joe the Hammer Marks today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
hello,
Jim.
Hammer.
happy birthday, Marks. Good. Man, the hammer. The hammer.
The hammer.
So,
real quick before we sign out, we did talk about something post-show or pre-show. Do we want to announce for next week's show?
Yes.
Yeah, since it is hate week, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen,
yes.
and you guys have always, a lot of you guys have been, really kind of reaching out with us and being on the phone or being on the, right here. Mike, your 6-pack disappoints if you are a betting man.
Wow. Angry Anthony, not pleased with you.
Well, hey, look, man, it's your choice to lay the
We all have a
shackles or not.
six-pack.
We all have
Yes. Sometimes you can find it in others.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, guys, like Michael's just trying to say, guys, we're going to have an open phone lines. So again, this is a perfect week to do it. We're going to have hate week again.
As long as it stays the right way.
Yeah, look, as long as
we
you keep
won't
it.
shut them down. if
Yes,
it gets
keep it PG, please. We're going to even ourselves. We got to try keeping it PG. So again, guys.
Well, hold on. So just so you guys know, what we'll do, we'll put a post out later this week, kind of explaining how it works. Is it's one phone line, one number, one call at a time. We will drop calls if it gets out of hand.
Open the phone lines. I love it.
Stop calls if it gets way too out of hand. We'll try to keep the trolls
at bay a little bit.
We'll block numbers if we have to and all that stuff.
Yes.
Who is this? Yes, absolutely.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I'm one myself. So yeah.
Yes. Why wouldn't he?
There's something wrong with you and Anthony.
Yes. And you're gonna have 500 callers.
I hope not.
Probably.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do, like he said, it's a good week to get people get out. It's gonna be, guys. It's gonna be the same. Kind of like we always say, like the other radio stations do. We give you a short amount of time to kind of get your point across, because I'm sure, like Ant, we could talk to you all show if we wanted to. But we're gonna, let everybody get a chance in and kind of introduce yourselves as well via voice versus just
voice.
Text.
And
Yeah.
tell me where you're from, where you're checking in from. And listen, and guys, I don't want to just be in 4-4. If you guys are a Wings fans, look, me, Mike, and Al, we talk it all. I mean, you want to talk Stars football.
I don't want to talk Union soccer because I don't know anything.
But I mean, that's where I come in. That's
okay.
You want to talk Wings, whatever. You want to talk Stars. You want to talk, what do we got coming up here?
Solar coming up.
Solar. We got the underdog, whatever. Whip, lay it out on us.
Dogs,
We'll take it.
The Water Dogs. No, you'll take it.
Oh, right.
And
Bingo.
like it.
Yes. Squirrel. But anyway, guys, check into the show. Again, next week, open the phone lines. This is going to be great. Check in with us. The number will pop up your screen next week.
Yes, so just figure. A week from today, hate week has begun.
Yes.
I want all that venom being brought up for these 49er fans. And
ooze it out of your
yes,
skin.
and what better way for us to open up the phone lines and to hear from you guys? We can put a voice behind the name that we see up there, and it's just another way for us to interact with you guys. So, for Big Al Safiri, my partner, Pat Bernard.
Hi.
I'm Mike Laura. See you next week.